A very beautiful morning to you out there. This is Housing Development, your go-to source for trending housing information in Nigeria. The much anticipated show, which is the largest housing event in Africa, has commenced. The digital AIHS 2020 has kick-started a new era for companies and brands to network and amplify their businesses to a global audience with minimum effort. Details of the virtual Abuja International Housing Show will come up shortly. I am Fleur Ani, your housing diva.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing Development Program, on Twitter, Housing Program, on Instagram @Housing Program. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
Welcome back. The Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company PLC held its annual general meeting recently, where it published its annual report and account for the year 2019. Housing Development crew was at the event. Have a look.
Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company PLC NMRC recently held its 6th annual general meeting in Lagos to present before its shareholders the annual account and report for 2019. The company announced an amazing 2019 report with substantial gains in comparison to the previous year. The chairman, Charles Adeyemi Candidate Johnson, stated that the NMRC's gross earnings increased by 36% from 7.09 billion naira in 2018 to 9.62 billion naira in 2019, while total assets increased from 69.29 billion naira as of December 31, 2018 to 72.87 billion naira as of December 31, 2019. While adding that even in the face of such progress, the company remains committed to its mandate of making housing finance more accessible and affordable for Nigerians, particularly in this period of the COVID-19, where housing plays a vital role in mitigating the spread of the coronavirus. He further noted that earnings per share increased from 0.93 naira in 2018 to 1.43 naira in 2019, and shareholders approved a dividend of 0.43 naira for every ordinary share.
Esteemed shareholders, I'm pleased to announce that the approval of our regulator, the Central Bank of Nigeria, has been sought and obtained in respect of the dividend payments. Accordingly, I hereby move that a final dividend of 43 kobo for every ordinary share of 1 naira in the equity share capital of the company, as recommended by the Board of Directors, be and is hereby declared.
Just as NMRC's Managing Director Kendo Gundimu added that profit before tax stood at 3.09 billion naira, an increase of 60% over the 1.94 billion naira recorded in 2018. He, however, noted that the global economic crisis occasioned by the COVID-19 apparently affects all sectors, but the company will put more efforts to stay afloat.
We're going through a difficult time now. It's an exogenous shock to the Nigerian economic system. But we'll come out better at the end of the day. An NMRC also as a company will come out better. We are beginning to see some green shoots. Rates have come down both on the long and the short end of the curve, and we expect these will help the mortgage sector going forward. Once again, we are delighted about our performance for 2019, and we hope to continue to do good for the good of the country.
On his part, the MD CEO, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank, who is also the newly appointed Director NMRC, Olabanjo Baleye, while pledging his commitment to uphold the great works of the company, noted that they would not rest on their hours, rather would strive to achieve more.
Assistant directors have done a lot. Mine is to add my own values to this and ensure that the major objective upon which NMRC was established.
NMRC, which is a CBN licensed mortgage liquidity facility with the mandate of developing the primary and the secondary mortgage markets, has been in the business of raising long-term funds from the capital markets for mortgage refinancing and, by extension, promoting affordable housing development and home ownership in Nigeria.
My name is Kendo Gundimu, the Managing Director of Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company. This is a good program, housing development on AIT. Please keep watching.
Welcome back. The Virtual Abuja International Housing Show, which started yesterday, 21st July, and still ongoing, had so many dignitaries and personalities in attendance. The opening ceremony was graced by some honorable ministers, state commissioners for housing, presidents of professional bodies of Nigeria, members of the National Assembly, and many other professionals in the industry. Take a look.
The first hybrid expo in Africa, the Digital Abuja International Housing Show 2020, commenced on Tuesday, the 21st of July 2020. The long-awaited Housing and Construction Festival continues to witness the attendance of top government officials, experts from around the world, professional bodies, amongst others. The opening ceremony captured the presence of the Honorable Minister of State for Works and Housing, Abubakar D. Aliyu. He acknowledged the aptness of the event with theme, Housing as a Catalyst for Economic Development. He explained its juncture with the mandate of the Federal Ministry of Housing, also noting the need for collaboration with the private sector for more to be done.
Housing, finance, and livable innovation for 2020 and beyond. The theme is apt and directly borders on the mandate of our ministry, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. May I, at this juncture, add the need to look beyond the public budgetary provisions in the delivery of affordable houses to the teeming Nigerian populace is quite imperative, since government alone cannot provide all the funds required to meet the said deliverables. Accordingly, the ministry is willing to partner with credible private sector developers toward actualizing government aspirations on housing development in the country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I wish to commend the organizers for finding new ways through the virtual platform to ensuring that the trajectory of developing the housing sector is on course, despite the COVID-19 pandemic that has led the world to adopting new norms in all facets of life. This is commendable.
The Honorable Minister of State for Agriculture and Rural Development, Mustafa Baba Shehuri, opined a strong synergy between the agriculture sector and the housing sector, which will translate into the provision of houses for farmers, boost the GDP, and provide employment. He also acknowledged the doggedness of the AIHS organizers.
I must say that Abuja International Housing Show deserves all the support it is getting. The result of their determination is evident enough. The impact of COVID-19 on the economy all over the world, new ideas are emerging on how to revamp the economy, and our country should not be left behind in that much needed duty. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the reasons that informed my decision to participate in this year's housing show. In the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, we have always acknowledged the need for a link between agriculture and housing. It is our desire to work with housing stakeholders in that regard. While the link between agriculture and housing predates modern society, it is even more important today. One of the greatest solutions to rural-urban migration is the ability to establish a strong link between agriculture and housing, to the opportunity of owning a home through their farming activities executed around the proposed agricultural industrial parks, greenhouses, and stable crop processing zones. The yield from their farms, which are sold to off-takers, guarantees them adequate security to demand for a housing loan or mortgage. This is where we need a strong partnership between the housing and agricultural sector. By providing our farmers across the country with affordable housing, we will have succeeded in creating a great incentive in agriculture, which would fuel in more youth and investment to both agriculture and housing. This unlocks a lot of economic opportunities. It will not only improve our GDP rating, but reduce unemployment and rural-urban migration.
The President, Association of Housing Corporations of Nigeria, Victor Onugwuga, in his goodwill message, felicitated with the organizers while commending the innovation of the digital AIHS 2020.
The organizers of Abuja International Housing Show, and I congratulate every participant of this event. There is no doubt that this year's event will herald a new lease of life to every business. I wish you all happy deliberations, exhibition, and business interactions. Thank you and God bless.
Similarly, the President, Mortgage Banking Association of Nigeria, Adeniyi Akinlusi, dished out accolades to the organizers while also explaining the commitment of the association to tackle the housing deficits in the country.
During the lockdown period, we must also recognize the untimed efforts of the organizers of this program to engage all housing sector professionals and stakeholders on housing issues and in fact sensitize all Nigerians and all lovers of housing in terms of what needs to be rejigged in housing. This is innovative. This virtual program where we can still go ahead with this program is very commendable. And we, the Mortgage Banking Association of Nigeria and all our members are quite committed working with these organizers and other stakeholders to ensure that we achieve the objective of reducing the housing deficit in Nigeria, working with all stakeholders to increase also the contribution of housing to the GDP, so that in a period like this, Nigerians who have to stay at home to work will have decent housing, a house where they have water to wash their hands, there is light, there is data, and they can work and still engage in economic activities. Once again, we felicitate with all the organizers and all the participants and wish everybody a successful program.
The Minister of State for Works and Housing, Abubakar Aliyu, officially declared the ceremony open.
It is now my singular honor and privilege to declare the Abuja Housing Show 2020 open.
The show, which is to end on the 24th of July, is still open for registration, and participants can have a taste of the mind-blowing experience on www.ihsabuja.com.
I'm Debbie Erb. I work for OPIC in the United States, and keep watching the Affordable Housing Development Program.
You're watching Housing Development. There are over 10,000 attendees from around the world who are currently connected to Virtual Abuja International Housing Show. You can connect right now to Virtual AIHS from the comfort of your homes and offices. Navigate around the platform to benefit from various deals via the link showing on your TV screen. Now let's have a look at some guest speakers' presentation.
The housing construction sector contributed 3.2% to GDP in 2018. Now, when we think about that in terms of job creation, that's a bit more difficult to identify and to calculate. But we estimated that about 651,000 work opportunities in Q3 of 2017. But if you add to that, that's formal. If you add self-employed construction as well as unpaid household workers, we could estimate just under 1.2 million people across Nigeria being employed in the construction sector. And think about that, that's at the scale that it was producing in 2018. We are here together because we know that that scale is insufficient. So this is a sector that needs to grow. And given what we've already done, this is what it's achieving. So as it grows, those numbers would increase.
With the current initiative that we are going to do, we can deliver over 53,000 new homes per annum. We can deliver over 800,000 mortgage loans. With the initiative that is about to take place, you find that both the informal and the other sectors, organized private sectors, we can generate up to 300 billion annually within the next 5 years. And the bank investment, after compliance, it will be compliance. And with the diaspora contribution, which we intend to launch on mortgages, you'll find that the bank may likely generate up to 50 billion. So over 400 billion naira, as I said earlier, may likely come in effect.
It is a reality that in Nigeria, we have the fiscal policy domiciled at the federal government level, while we have the land administration policies domiciled with the state governments. Now, unless there is a proper symphony, integration, harmony, interface between the fiscal policy that governs finance and the land administration policy that governs the issue of titles, issues of approvals, issues of registration, and other issues that pertain to land administration. Unless they are properly harmonized, we will not have the desired success. A lot of projects have been jettisoned and abandoned because of the capacities and ease of doing business. Why should it take 4 months to build a house and take 2 years to get a title for that loan?
Affordable housing is a doorway to 16 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And that's all about kickstarting economies. And we know for each affordable home that's built, there's 5 direct jobs. Different methodologies point to 12 indirect jobs, a whole range of supply chain benefits and stimulus package. But it's a $400 billion infrastructure sector that's uncrowded, ripe for private sector engagement and profits and opportunities.
As developers, when we sit down today and look at how can the private sector provide a house with land, with infrastructure, with water, with all the environmental requirements, and be able to sell at 5 million naira. We therefore need government support and government articulated position on these things. Articulated in the sense that all these silos that are working differently need to come back together. And I think the Nigerian government needs to understand that housing is probably the most serious macroeconomic variable that will make a difference to our economy.
Very apt presentation there from astute speakers. Today, 22nd July, is set aside at virtual AIHS as Shelter Afrique Day. The Shelter Afrique presentation will start by 10 a.m. The Managing Director of Shelter Afrique and other representatives will give a live presentation. Connect and attend. It is totally free. Now, did you know that there are more than 50 exhibitors on the platform of virtual AIHS? Why not take out time to visit these exhibitors to see their special deals and offers? Take a look at some exhibitors with their products and services at the virtual Abuja International Housing Show.
Hello, my name is Casey Arrest. I'm the Executive Director of the Centre for Affordable Housing Finance in Africa. We're based in Johannesburg, South Africa. Please keep watching Housing Development Programme. It's a great show.
How do you connect as an attendee to Virtual Abuja International Housing Show? This quick start guide will help. Take a listen.
Quick start guide to attendees. On the left corner of the home page, you can access exhibitors' social media handles. On the top right corner, click on registration or join now. This takes you to sign up as an attendee, where you create a username. Enter your full name, preferred display name, email address, and password. After you sign in, you would be directed to a setup where you click on Free. Clicking on Free takes you to the exhibition hall. From here, attendees can view our welcome videos, access any of the exhibitors' booths, and navigate to the auditorium or networking lounge. From the main lobby, you can visit any of the virtual booths with just a click. On the right corner, you can access exhibitors' conferences, discussion board, announcements, website, and email. Attendees can have a public or private chat with any of the exhibitor of their choice on Easy Chat. They can also drop a text, picture, make a video, and so on. Interestingly, attendees can visit exhibitors' handle to secure a home, as there would be promos and home sales at pocket-friendly rates by different exhibitors, one of which is the Platinum Mortgage Bank buy one, pay 50% of the amount for the other. These and more await attendees. If you wish to access a venue for hosting speakers' video feeds, click on Auditorium for this experience. We have this menu populated with a selection of some of our sponsors' videos. Make time to explore it. The auditorium will also allow attendees to view archived presentations on demand, webcasts from various companies and speakers. Organizers can leverage pre-recorded videos or live streaming via YouTube Live or Vimeo, and have a Q&A session using the Easy Chat on the right corner. One of the amazing benefits of the digital AIHS 2020, which is the first of its kind and the best digital housing platform in Africa and perhaps the world, is that the virtual conference would outlive the usual 4-day event and last for a period of 1 year. This means that activities will still be ongoing on the platform long after the event. Hence, attendees are urged to keep up with their visit to the virtual booth even after the event to engage in gainful transactions with exhibitors such as purchase of houses, home materials, amongst others.
Hi, I'm Bob Weinsheng, CEO of iBuild Global, and keep watching the Housing Development Program.
That is the much I can bring on from the virtual Abuja International Housing Show, First Africa's virtual conference and exhibition. Note that the virtual event will last through to the 21st of July 2020. But the good news is the platform will not close on the 24th. It will last for a period of 1 year. You can explore, visit the exhibitors, and seal deals. Own a home today through the virtual Abuja International Housing Show. Get connected. I remain Flora Annie, your housing diva. Do stay safe.